What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on some comments that Ric Bucher made about LeBron James. And anytime Ric Bucher make comments about LeBron James, a lot of times I agree with his comments about LeBron James because he just seems to keep, he just make it simple. He don't try to get, he don't take things too personal, but he just put it in a way where, it just really makes a lot of sense. Right. And so for that reason, a lot of times I just agree with him because I don't really think it's necessary to get, personal about a basketball player. Basically we're just critiquing some of their decision making as far as basketball and the sport is concerned, right? And so when Ric Bucher do that, he always come up with some really interesting points. But before we get into that, man, I want to tell y'all about this contest that I'm running, right? So I'm looking for contestants to come onto my show to display your sports knowledge, right? And so what it is we'll be playing a game of tic-tac-toe. You see this tic-tac-toe board behind me. You know how to play tic-tac-toe. You get 3 in a row. Every time you answer, every time you answer a trivia question, you get an X or either a O. And once you get 3 in a row, you'll win $50, right? Now, the good thing about it is you get $50 just for coming on. Say you go to this email address, urbanplatformfashion.com. You leave a message. Just let me know that you're interested in being a contestant. You want to display your sports knowledge. You think you can answer some trivia questions, and win yourself $100. Now, these are the kind of trivia questions that I'll be having on there. For instance, which Celtic was nicknamed Chief? Now, that's a lot of people would find that to be an easy, trivia question, especially if you watch the Celtics during the 80s. You know who on that team with Larry Bird. Y'all know who the Chief is, right? And so, like I said, you answer some trivia questions. You beat me at a game of tic-tac-toe, and you could possibly win yourself $100. Now, $50 is guaranteed just for being a contestant, but the other 50 you're gonna have to earn. So that's that. Now, don't forget to send me an email, because if you leave a message in the comments or if you inbox me or something like that, I may not see it. So to be sure to be saying, you want to definitely use this email address and reach out to me. All right. Now that we got that taken care of, I want to play the audio of what Ric Bucher had to say about LeBron James and him playing with Bronny, and why, that matters to only him and not everybody else. So here we go.
Or LeBron playing with Bronny in the overtime win and the plays that they made. LeBron spoke about it himself, tagging various moments as the craziest or most special of his career, throwing Bronny a lob and setting a screen for him to knock down a 3 as 2 of them. And it is indeed wild to think about a father and son playing together in a playoff game, in an NBA playoff game, and making plays. That LeBron would relish the experience and savor it makes perfect sense. I know I would. What I don't quite get, given the circumstances, is why it would be a monstrously big deal to anyone else. My daughter just played in the NCAA tournament, played against the eventual champion UCLA Bruins, scored 11 points in the second quarter, and was a star of the game for her team going into halftime. I was in the building. It was an extraordinary experience, far more than I expected. Felt gifted that I had that opportunity, that we were able to share that experience in that moment. But that was for her and me. For anybody else, why would it possibly have any special significance to anyone else? Or why would I expect it to? I wouldn't.
And see, that's one thing. Let me stop it right there. That's one thing I don't think that LeBron James understands, right? Or maybe he really don't care. Now, it would be one thing if if Bronny was really good, and people say, oh man, Bronny is a chip off the old block, man. He's just like his father. But it's not like that, and most people know that Bronny is only on the team or in the league because of his father, and we've never seen any other professional basketball player who had that kind of leverage and had that kind of pull in the league do something like this, something so like self-serving. It's more so self-serving. And then LeBron James want people to think that, he want people to care the way he cares, when only going to care is if they get something out of the situation. Like Bronny was a good player and he could potentially help the Lakers win. Then it would be different. But now, people don't look at it the same way LeBron looks at it.
Now, I'm sure LeBron stans will be quick to point out that what my daughter and I experienced was hardly historic. And they are right. And they might also point out that what LeBron and Bronny did was historic. Technically, they are right again. But let's not kid ourselves on how that history was made. The two of them playing together in a playoff game has no more significance than the first game of the 2024-25 season when LeBron and Bronny took the court in the second quarter of their season opener at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's when they became the first father-son duo to play in an NBA regular season game, which was significant, just not in the way some would like to suggest or have presented it. They weren't the first father-son combo to play in the NBA because the James family produced a pair of legit NBA players. The significance is that LeBron is the first star with the incredible longevity to still be a valuable player as he turned 40, B, that his star power was still bright enough to convince the Lakers to keep him happy by drafting his son, and C, that he had no problem wielding his influence to get Bronny on the roster with him. The significance is that we've never seen anyone willing to and able to exercise all three of those components. Bronny is not on the roster for any reason other than he is LeBron James' son. He is there thanks to the power that his father wields. That's a testament to LeBron's massive power, make no mistake about it. It's also a testament to his willingness to use that power to satisfy his own interests. I don't have a problem with that. If the Lakers don't have a problem with it, why would I? Just don't ask me to celebrate him and Bronny playing together as some sort of natural achievement, like Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. playing together Major League Baseball. Both Griffeys made it to the bigs independently, Jr. proving to be a better player than his dad. When they played together at the end of Ken Sr.'s career, it was more of a gift to him than Jr. This is not that. Someone had the audacity to suggest LeBron hitting a game-tying three to force overtime and throwing a lob to his son outdid Michael Jordan's 6 championships. In LeBron's mind, perhaps. For anyone else, it is far too artificial of a construct to hold any meaning.
Fantastic. So you heard what Rick.
All right, so think about what he said, though. He said it's all artificial. And that word right there, in my opinion, just describes everything. When he says artificial, because it don't mean anything to anybody else besides LeBron James, right? Just the fact that, he got his son on the team with him. And, he want people to feel that, be proud and stuff like Bronny is their son. And it don't work like that. A lot of people, especially diehard basketball fans, just see this as LeBron just being selfish, putting himself before the game. And to me, it's just not a good look. But like Ric Bucher said, if the Lakers don't have an issue with it, I don't have an issue with it. But I just don't really, I don't really appreciate it the same way LeBron James appreciate playing with his son. It means a lot to him, but not to the fans. Bronny has been in the league. This is his second year, and you can see some improvement in Bronny, which is cool. And that means a lot to Bronny and his father, but for the rest of the league, like, what does that mean to them? It don't put them any closer or give them any better a chance of getting into, getting into the championship game. It don't, because Bronny is not really good enough to be able to help them help the team in any significant way, whereas though they're going to be able to make it all the way to the championship. So this basically was just about LeBron James, exercising his power. And I just like the fact that Ric Bucher just keeps it, he just honest about the situation, right? And so those are my thoughts on it. Like I said, don't forget to send an email in, man, so you can be a contestant on this, and test your sports knowledge. Beat me in a game of tic-tac-toe, and you could possibly win $100. Just send me an email at urbanplatformfashion@gmail.com, and I'll reach out and we can set up a time for you to be a contestant and get you, get you your $50 and possibly $100. So with that being said, man, make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I'm gonna check you all out in the next video. Peace.